Good motherfucking morning, motherfucking boys. Good motherfucking morning, boys. How are we all doing today on this most beautiful of Sunday mornings? What's the weather like? What's happening, shit? What's happening? Shit, as usual.
Cute morning, Mr. Cooties-and cute morning, cute chat. Ellis webbing we cutie, we tama cutie. Ellis is Ellis, Ellis is Ellis is Ellis, Ellis is Ellis is Ellis, Ellis is Ellis is Ellis, Ellis.
Alright. I reached 20k profit on World Cup football betting. Oh really? I declined a World Cup football betting sponsor, so I don't give a shit about football, but it does make things more exciting, I guess, if you have a little coin in there on the game. I suppose. At least it would be for esports. Anyway, let's see here. We have some Sabaronis and some re-Sabaronis. 2 Illuminati for me, thank you man. Fakutia, we got Shambles, Blackpaw, Golem Trev. Give me a big hug. Taco Supreme, 28 months, and
Forsen is literally Xi Jinping feels strongman. Forsen is literally Xi Jinping feels strongman. Forsen is literally Xi Jinping feels strongman. Forsen
True.
Is literally Xi Jinping
Feels
strongman. Forsen is literally Xi.
Hello, Forsen. Thank you for the $10 donations. What are you in for?
Yeah, shut the hell up, man. Mistakes were made. Okay. It is what it is. Is there no new emote that replaced yesterday, Mr. Forever? No. It takes a little bit. I give them 48 hours-ish to think of something, and then we add it, alright? It comes delayed. Alright. Okay, chat, what's happening? Anything newsworthy? Anything I should know about? All who invested in the crypto Trump coin lost a total of $2.8 billion, with Trump won $636 million. As all things should be. As all things should be. Retard tax. Yep. That's true. That is absolutely true. Supergirl rated most trash movie 2026. Well, you said that a few times now. 1 in 4 Americans die of fat yearly, a new study shows. That is surprising. I thought it'd be more. A Ford worker was fired after being accused of stealing a cookie, only for the company to later confirm he had paid for it. He declined an offer to return after losing his job of 11 years. Lol. Alright, frictional games, next game on toast delayed to 2027. Frictional games, who was that again? What did they make? I forget. Amnesia, right. Amnesia. I forgot! LOL! Delicious in Dungeon Season 2 announced. I don't know what that is, but I'm happy for you. Or sorry that happened. But yeah. We got some links, chat. We got some links. Who's excited for links? Some of y'all are excited for links, that's for sure. Some of y'all are excited for Linkos. And we're starting off, ladies and gentlemen, with the first link of the day, which is...
At least 6.5 billion people are idol worshippers that according to the Torah
do not have the right to live.
So technically, according to the strict law of the Torah,
Not one Gentile in the world deserves to live.
thank you for not making me a goy, thank you for not making me
A slave, thank you for not making me a war. I always wonder how dumb this goyim sometimes can be.
I love Arabs,
I love Palestinians, and I'm gay. And I'm lefty, and I don't want anything to do with these Israeli murdering army.
את החלטת ללכת לדובאי.
השם החליט goodbye.
Goodbye or Dubai?
The main event is here. Michael Chandler, Michael Jackson, center of the octagon.
Incredible evasion. He lead slipped the jab cross hook. That is the best defensive sequence I've seen all year.
Chandler with the body lock, both arms deep. He's going to do something here.
German suplex. Chandler has him up and over.
He bridged out. He arched out of the ground and pound. What is happening right now? Body kick lands. Jackson's hurt. Chandler can see it. He's going to go for the finish.
And Jackson is down. Michael Jackson is on the canvas in round one. Incredible survival by Jackson. Chandler wasn't quite able to beat it. This fight is proving to be an absolute thriller. Jackson back on his feet and Chandler coming forward. Something already feels different here.
Wait, did that land? That was completely unintentional, and it still landed on Chandler. The body shot lands. Jackson threw a clean body shot, and it landed. I cannot believe this.
The elbow on the turn.
Chandler's arm speed is gone. That jab has nothing on it, and Jackson just touched him.
He misses the takedown. Chandler shoots for the double, and there's nobody there.
Michael Chandler is tiring. This is a real fight, ladies and gentlemen.
Jackson lands the overhand right. Chandler is hurt.
He slipped the clinch.
Jackson slipped the clinch. And now he is landing shots.
The cross lands. Chandler's knees are gone. Are you kidding me right now?
Michael Jackson knocks out Michael Chandler. This fight is over.
Look at that in slow motion. That right hand right there.
He's moonwalking. He is moonwalking in the UFC octagon.
Is it though?
This actually happened tonight. Michael Jackson, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, that's some good slop.
I mean, why wouldn't they? If saying racist slurs wasn't going to get her canceled, if having a secret boyfriend wasn't going to get her canceled, if having 6 different guys you're gooning to at the same time wasn't going to get her canceled, then the million-dollar question was, what will? Well, what would end up canceling Elfin Psyop, the person who had pretty much nurtured 100,000 castrated men who identified as white supremacists, would be the day that she was finally exposed as a Pakistani. So, as I had already mentioned, Elfin's tweets would start to take a turn during the summer of 2025. her edginess wouldn't just be for the sake of being edgy anymore. She would take on a sort of political rhetoric that you would maybe find during a Nick Fuentes stream. Look at this tweet, for example. Don't understand how you can live in this modern world and see all the bad shit happening and not immediately connect the dots and see that it's Jewish influence. So now, the Jews were responsible for everything. How about this tweet made a little while later, saying, I love astronomy so much and I love stargazing, but I can't because there's too many immigrants in the UK and it scares me to go outside alone. As far as anyone was concerned, she wasn't even British. She wasn't from the UK, right? But there she was taking a political stance for a country that she doesn't even belong to. This tweet in particular will become way funnier later. You'll get why. But it wasn't just political rhetoric that was taking hold of her edginess. It was her edginess itself that was taking a whole other level. For example, with her posting this image of her model saying, R word my model, then replying, sorry guys, I meant R word with an asterisk. The joke here is that she wasn't correcting herself, she actually meant it. She'd also make a conscious effort to play into the jokes and controversies that were made about her. Look at this tweet, for example. Groomer this, groomer that, come here, let me groom you. This was in reference to the Google Doc that was dropped about her, in which 6 men that were in their 20s said that she groomed them. At some point, she'd post a selfie that would get a lot of likes, of course, with her nose and mouth blurred because it would show her ethnicity, and had the caption, Elfin Brownop. This was her playing into the joke that some people were starting to call her Pakistani. So look, by now, it might be obvious what she's trying to do.
Top right.
She was being heavily criticized when it came to her actions by the wider VTuber community, and yet, her own community also had criticisms relating to the fact that she might just be Pakistani. This was her attempting to play into the joke while also raising the bar for her edginess, hoping that it'll kind of insulate her from criticism. This desperate attempt of trying to move on from the fact that she might just be an immigrant and trying to move on from her controversies would result in some pretty embarrassing moments, like her public crash out during the summer of 2025, when she would begin by saying, not a big fan of Indians. Someone would reply with, do not do this, you don't have to right-wing grift. This is probably someone who found her character and liked the design or just liked the belly pic. This is when she'd completely and totally crash out. Grift question mark? Someone would say, you're so brave and definitely not a pick-me who tries too hard to look based. To which she would say, uh-oh, the big pick-me word, I'm so scared, please don't use it. Funny, when I voice my unfiltered opinions, I'll get random retards saying, oh my god, pick me, oh my god, grifter. You realize when I say shit like that, I lose and filter more people rather than gain, right? I'd rather have people know what I think about shit than just follow me for cute tummy pics, expecting a wholesome person.
I love rice shot.
Funny enough, my opinions have remained the same since I was 14 on major social issues. I think I'm pretty consistent with my mentality on things. It's so funny to me how she thought this was a flex. That same person, snot-nosed swagger, would call her out and say, so you have the same opinions as a 14-year-old? Wow! And then he'd get blocked. She couldn't handle it. She crashed out and she just couldn't handle it anymore.
Me neither.
tekitegeeza ki taata
saagala oyipapire byonna ojja bimanya olidde maybe over dinner right now njagala osettling in okyusa n'okukyusa
kale taata
Dad. You're not letting that slide, are you?
David, you need to get used to such incidents if you're going to handle this business successfully.
But that client was out of order today. He clearly doesn't understand anything about our business.
And clearly neither do you. You can't let such small things distract you from the task at hand.
But Dad, we have invested a lot of time and energy into this deal.
Like I said, you need to be ready for such incidents. But enough about business. Let's talk about something else. Let's give it a rest, eh? Jambo tukomyeo. Kodi.
Tata vipi?
Ndio.
David aliwo?
Mwami mukulikeeyo. Obwedda mbalinze nsobola okujjula.
Ng'ate lwaki mutulinda? Essaawa z'okulya bwe zituuka mujjula.
muleme kufa njala.
David aliyo?
Oh, David, kulikayo. Olunaku lugenze luti? Bulungi. Nange sakikkiriza nti David wange nange kati akuze agenda kuwasa David ono wange. Nze gwe mulaba nasabanga nga njagalayo wabeereyoko ku mukolo mu lujja olwo tuuze abantu bajjule.
Jule.
Top right, boss man, send. Top right, boss man, send. Top right, boss man, send. Top right, boss man, send.
A recent New York Times article about Xinjiang claimed that the region has been placing 500,000 children in boarding schools, teaching them the Chinese language and indoctrinating them to patriotism and loyalty to the Communist Party of China. Sounds quite sensational, but again, what is the real conditions of these schools? I'm right now at one of those boarding schools in Aksu Prefecture to find out.
Foreskin man, did you know how easy it is to be a Slavic tall man? Some girls are getting their panties wet for an autistic Norwegian that looks like Kid Boo, and you're here kidless with a pet rat.
We caught up with some of them during the school's lunchtime. Today, the canteen is serving noodles. Fourth grader Jamila says she likes the food here better than what she has at home.
My parents work in a walnut factory. They don't have much time to take care of me. Sometimes I either go out to buy lunch or just have some bread with water. Here at school, we have 3 meals a day with lots of options like lamb pilaf and fried noodles.
Fried noodles.
Everything is free here for students. Meals, tuition, and textbooks. 3 years ago, the local government spent 25 million RMB on renovating the dormitories. That's about 3.6 million US dollars. Additionally, every student receives a subsidy of 1,250 RMB a year. Alcom Ahmed, a Uyghur student who is in 5th grade, is one beneficiary of these programs.
My mom and dad are farmers. They farm all the time. Sometimes I feel a bit lonely at home. At school I have lots of friends to play with. I just give them a call and I get to see them every weekend.
Unlike in what the New York Times article says, that boarding schools serve as incubators of a new generation of Uyghurs who are more loyal to the party and the nation. The school's party secretary Luo Zihong says what it's really about is education itself. She tells me the purpose of having these boarding schools is to provide quality education and decent living conditions to children coming from impoverished backgrounds.
What we're doing here is solving the education problem for families in poverty so that their kids don't get left behind. We have both local teachers and those from other provinces teaching the students. Living in a dorm has taught them to be more independent. Many Uyghur parents now realize the importance of empowering their kids with knowledge. They support mentoring education because it opens
As long as the knowledge is limited.
Omulaba wenna okuze oli mukazi mukulu kati. Where's my little sister and what are you doing in her body? Jangu
tusanyusa okula Lilian.
Kale senga.
Kulikayo mwana
Bideyo.
Situka.
Lini onyumidde kibuga. Wandeteddeyo ki? David, tujja kagenda munda.
Lili, jangu wano nyambe.
Kantwale ebintu nkusange.
Nabino bitwale. Genda nabino.
Ekijjulo ekiri special.
Amaze mbalira kukola ziri envaazo ennungi zoyagalanga ennyo.
Ono olowooza akyali mwana muto. Oyagalamu envaazo yalyanga akyali ka bebi.
Muleke yeyogerere gwe lwaki omwogerera.
I thought they were starving enough.
Naawe ono omwana akuze wamma taata we abadde aterese n'enkuku. Ngiteesemu ekirungo.
Ako akalungu kagenda kuwa ekikeeto.
Mwana oyagala mulemesa oba oyagala girya.
Tusanyusa okulaba.
Kati nga tukyali wano ffenna, I have something very important to tell you. What is it, my child? I am...
Mukwano nawe yogera.
Bwe nali mu kibuga nasinkanayo mukwano gwange. Remember the time we tried to cook and nearly set the kitchen on fire?
How could I forget? That one was for the books. When you frying an egg could turn into a kitchen catastrophe.
Well, it was a miracle you didn't wake the neighbors.
Wait, how did you even think of that? That was like, I don't know, how many years ago?
Nothing. Just been having a brief recollection of how far we've come.
Yeah?
Brief?
You're still playing hard to get.
Well, all you had to do was put in some work.
Alright.
You'll get to know me, Derek. Like she did.
I know you. I know what you are. You're a fanatic.
Know me. You've never seen anything like me. I am the alpha of alphas. I am the apex of apex predators. I am death, destroyer of worlds. I am the demon wolf!
It's a harder one.
Hate it when that happens.
I am death, destroyer of worlds. What the fuck? Very nice. Take a screenshot. It'll last longer. Outcast, welcome back, man. We got Looming World, we got Craig, yo. D-Tron, thank you for 97 months. And a Volt with a 336 months in a row. That's crazy, man. Forsen rate. Thank you very much, sir. Welcome back. Preem Live as well with 53 months. Very nice. Video is unavailable. Oh no. How did this happen to you? That is very unlucky. How did this happen to you?
In speed and frequency. Feeling that he wasn't having a lucky day at stake, he decided to go for some monkey, although this time it was cut short by a man stroking his disco stick, which deeply disturbed the boss man.
Yeah, I know, right? I left immediately. Oh! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh!
Fortunately, or unfortunately, depending on how you look at it, Austin's time as a free agent came to an end, as Stake decided to take him back and put him on a deal, in spite of all the things he'd said about their company. Looking at it from the perspective of someone who cares for Boss Man and doesn't want him to completely self-destruct, this is terrible news, as getting partnership money from Stake means he'll start gambling on steroids. However, from the perspective of someone who's entertained by his crash outs, this means we can expect a hot streak of juicy stream clips of Austin being a human IED and glassing his entire bedroom after being felted by Kino. Immediately after getting the deal, Austin proceeds to repeatedly get on Kino, make a couple of bucks, call his dealer to place an order for some 99.1% pure za and whatever else his nostrils are craving that day, only to lose the money gambling and have to cancel the order, followed by him getting off Kino for a couple of minutes, rinse and repeat over and over and over again. Actually, I should say there's not so much rinsing this time. Eventually, he gets particularly fed up with Kino's unfair treatment of his money, and he reacts to it accordingly. Look at his throwing form. Forget Kino, someone should show this clip to a scout for the Mets. Despite losing it all, he was still in dire need of his supplements, prompting him to beg in his chat for some money, and even offer jumping jacks in exchange for $15.
All right, here we go. 30 jumping jacks.
Looking like a derelict tweaker, living in squalor, putting holes in his walls, begging for money online, frequently crashing out, and now doing jumping jacks on stream for spare change. Bossman is actually becoming Daniel Larson. He must have eventually gotten what he needed because he proceeded to stream throughout the entire night without even looking tired, at one point being so loud that he woke up his parents.
Let's get this bread, baby! Woo!
After this, he tries to keep it down for a bit, although that goes as well as expected.
Yes. Oh! Oh my gosh, guys! Oh my gosh, guys! Woo!
I don't even know how he's not getting fined for noise complaints or something. He's doing all of this in the middle of the night. But taking pity on his parents, Austin decided to stop gambling for the night and keep it quiet to let them sleep peacefully. Just kidding, he ran out of juice, prompting him to mosey on over to Monkey, only to stumble upon someone streaming footage from a mass murder incident, which he had to rush to turn off before he got a terms of service strike. Around the same time, an unnamed rat called the cops on Austin, which he reacted to in real time.
Cops just came here. Someone called the cops on me.
When someone in his chat informed him that this was an attempted swatting with the intention to hurt or at least disturb him, Austin responded in kind.
That didn't bother me at all. Why would that bother me? They didn't hurt me. They didn't waste my time. It was very quick. You can't really do much to me, man. You really can't.
I love that he's self-aware about his invulnerability. As long as there are juicers in the vault and some za or other things to light up in his magic apple pipe, you can...
I gotta rinse my plate. You get to watch whatever this is.
What's your size in biker boots or shoes and jacket size for like a biker jacket? Bro's trying to finesse his way into this. Now, interestingly, she does have a highlight on her story highlights, which shows her lab work. Who the f is recommending these panels to people?
Disclaimer, this video is educational and informative in nature. Do not contact anyone shown in this video. Also, this video is discussing steroids.
Do not use steroids.
This is entirely for educational and entertainment purposes only.
Starting Instagram just 12 months ago and ending up like this is actually crazy. I will say I do mog her in terms of my bikes though. Sucks to suck, I guess. Anyways, today we're talking about Joy Meek, a really interesting Togi subtype build that popped up recently. The Spawn RNG is going wild on Instagram recently with a lot of young kids in the chemical use space. Well, the main thing that obviously caught my eye was one, her age, being 18 years old, but two, the early onset of a drastically yoked physique. Like, her starting point on social media is insane. She already had a really crazy degree of muscular development from what I imagine was 17 years old. And may I add, her hashtagging at that point in time, very early on in social media, for her career at least, was already sort of a red flag. If you're tagging breathed affinity in basically anything you're posting, we already know what's up. But what happens really quickly here is something that is honestly insane, because this is November 2025, and I do want to say this is still a really impressive physique, like really impressive for age considered and training experience considered. But where it goes, you guys, is unreal. This is like maybe 7 months of a transformation.
She's almost at my level. That's impressive.
But this is obviously her most recent post, right? So we're taking you all the way ahead of where she used to be to where she is now. But even if you shrink that distance, it's still insane. This post, for instance, is less than 6 months from that first post we showed. So the progress that she has made, to conceptualize this again, and if anybody goes to the gym here and knows how brutally hard it can be to make consistent progress, in 6 months, under 6 months, this was performed. I'm not crazy.
I don't even work out, Corb.
Suspect. It's a little
it's on the diet.
To
it's
have
the easiest thing in
this
the world.
rapid of a transformation.
Unless you're addicted to sugar.
Side note, I always like to skim through the comments and just see what people are talking about when I do this kind of stuff. And there are genuinely so many creeps like this. Zero profile picture, no posts, just commenting on young girls' profiles on Instagram. It is a wild place on IG. I really don't understand how their moderation team works, because they will just nuke an entire Instagram profile that's been there for a decade because of really no clear reason. But comments like this and profiles like this thrive everywhere. Hey, this guy, dude, King K 87ish. I promise I don't know him. It's Coach K, not King K. What's your your size in biker boots or shoes and jacket size for like a biker jacket. Bro is trying to finesse his way into this. But the fact that you're doing this on a profile just out in the open like that, like, you need some help, bro. You need some help. Which, I mean, I assume
I don't get it.
the King
What's with the
87
biker
thing
jacket?
implies that you were born in 87, which means you're around 39 years old, potentially 40 years old, commenting on an 18-year-old's profile. Yeah, that's not so great. Anyways, I digress. I think it was an important thing to note. We move on. There was a post I
Trying to
came
find her
across, though.
bust
It
size.
gave me
But what
kind of
about
an
the
idea
boots?
to make this video. The idea that basically she's the female toady subtype. Now this got me thinking quite a bit because there's two options here, and one of the options is diabolical.
That's my cue. That's my cue for the diabolical. Diabolical. Alright, boys, no further links. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Alright, chat. We have a good motherfucking deck, I think. If I remember correctly. This might be the 12 winner.